Hi, welcome to the show. I'm your host, a movie fan, and today I'm going to talk about Land of the Lost. Not the original 1970s version, as you may have guessed. I'm talking about the 1991 version. I grew up with this show. When I was a kid, I never missed an episode. It was one of the greatest shows that we had going on back then. Land of the Lost was one of these shows that you watched during your Saturday morning lineup. Let's start with our main characters. First we have Tom Porter, the dad. He was the kind of character who was always looking out for his kids. He did whatever he could to protect them. And he always came up with some of the best ideas to deal with the problems that they had encountered. And there's the daughter, Annie Porter. She was kind of more like a little bit of a background character, sort of. Most of the time she was busy taking care of Tasha. However, she showed leadership qualities. She even did a few good things herself along the way. And we come to Kevin Porter, the older son. Now, he was a little arrogant, but he was a pretty good kid. Just your kind of typical teenager, let's just say. And there have been quite a few times that he really saved the day in the show. And of course, we get one of our favorite characters, Tasha. Her full name is actually Natasha, named after their mother, who was not dead, but she never went with them on the camping trips, so she wasn't stuck with them. But everyone always called her Tasha. She was kind of like a comedy relief character because she was always eating everything. She was always getting into things. But there have been quite a few times she was a big help. There was one time she even saved Kevin Porter. Seriously. And we come to our last two main characters, Krista and Stink. Yes, that's really his name, Stink. Don't ask me how he got it. They just gave him that name. Stink was quite a character. He was also kind of a semi-comedy relief character, but he was good to have around. He was always there when the Porters needed his help. Obviously, he was based off of Chaka from the original Land of the Lost. As for Krista, she was a cave girl, but she was actually from our world. She somehow got over there, probably through the same portal they went through, and was trapped there ever since. What time was she from? We don't really know for sure, but there's some indication that she was from the 1960s, because she had a peace symbol necklace. There are three more characters. The Sleestaks. And no, these are not the Sleestaks from the original 1970s. No. These Sleestaks are more different. They're more reptilian. Not so alien-like like the original ones. The originals looked like aliens. These looked more like humanoid dinosaurs. Their leader had a name, Shung. And he was pretty bad. Believe me, he was bad. What made him so extra dangerous was that crystal that he holds in his hand. He could use it to control people. He could use it to move objects. He could even cause earthquakes. It was that powerful. I don't know what it was about those crystals, but they had immense power. And of course, I cannot forget the biggest character in this show, Scarface, the T-Rex. Scarface was always one of my favorites. I don't know what it was about him, but I always liked him. Maybe it's because he was the dinosaur we saw the most. I don't know. Because Scarface, he was always giving them trouble. He was always there. If you're wondering how he got that name, just take a look at the right side of his face, and you'll see. Hence the name. There was one other creature who appeared in 2 episodes called the Cyborg. Yeah, that's what he's called. He's actually an alien creature that has a little machinery on his head, as you may have noticed. He's actually from the future. How he got there? It's kind of a long, interesting story. involving a character that they encountered in one episode, a boy who was from the future. This show had everything: dinosaurs, adventure, colorful characters with great personalities. What drew me to this show the most was obviously the dinosaurs. Created by the Kyoto Brothers. If nobody knows who they are, the Kyoto Brothers was the top stop-motion animation team of the 90s. Believe me, they did a lot. They did documentaries, they did some movies, they, of course, did Land of the Lost. They were the go-to guys of that time. What makes this show even more awesome is the fact that Sid and Marty Krofft actually produced this show. If nobody knows who they are the original creators of the original Land of the Lost. And their endorsement behind this definitely says a lot, don't you think? Watching this show, it had a great mixture of drama, adventure, action. It had everything for everyone. And sadly, it was all taken away from us. Why? The story goes that around 1993, Disney bought the rights to use ABC so they could air their shows. At least that's the story anyway. I don't know how true it is. Another reason I think was that maybe not too many people warmed up to it. Maybe some people were just gravitating towards others because the competition was very fierce. There was a lot of great shows on CBS, ABC, and of course, there was Fox Kids at the time. So, a lot of competition out there. The sad thing is, this was a great show. It really had it all. Looking at it now, it's a great show and a great memory of a time gone by. Does it compare with the original? I'll let you be the judge. This is Movie Fan, signing off.